march behind whoever our candidate is, because if we don't, we lose. There are two paths. There are two paths. Anyone that's willing to stand next to me to fight the progressive left, I will be in that bunker. And if you're not in that bunker because you're not satisfied with this candidate, more than shame on you, you're on the other side.
And now, buckle up for the fastest hour in radio. The Dave Weinbaum Show is on the air.
Don't lose it. Understand you just can't abuse it. Freedom. Get moving. Never gonna stop.
That was my hero, Andrew Breitbart, talking about when we finally make a decision, we got to go with what our decision is, and we have to fight for it. And that happens to be Mitt Romney. He's the guy, and he's, I have some, thoughts that aren't the best about Mitt Romney. He might not have been my choice. Sarah Palin was my choice, and Lee Burr is again bringing his energy to this show. Thank you, Lee, so much for the kind snoring you're doing right now. 10 seconds into my show, and already you're putting me down.
Well, no, it's not you. It's Mitt.
Well, whatever. Okay, let's get a boring guy in there that's going to run the country. All right, instead of this person, this atrocious performance by the one we've already got. He's killing this country. Could you get a bigger cup than that? My goodness. Anyways, so Romney's the guy, and we got to support him. That was Andrew Breitbart, my hero, who dropped dead 2 weeks after that speech at CPAC. Romney is 100 times better every day of the week and 1,000 times better on Sunday. Why I said that, I don't know, but it sounds good. Now, I did the Stan Solomon show on Tuesday, which is a international computer TV show.
Now, when you get on the Stan Solomon show,
yes.
do you say, I was doing the show with Lee Burr on Friday on KTTR. Do you promote that on Stan Solomon's show?
No.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Well, I know, but I don't have time to do that. They barely give me time to speak, so I have to stay on subject most of the time.
Okay.
But I promote the heck out of you today. I mean, I always promote Lee and stuff.
No,
but
I'm not talking about me.
Wait a minute. I put it on Twitter all over the place this morning. That goes all over the world. It goes to Stan Solomon, all his listeners, that I'm going to be on this show. I put the phone number. He's a talk show host.
Sounds
okay?
like a backup third baseman for the Tampa Bay Rays or something.
Oh, whatever. Okay, he's out there, and he's got 2 million listeners a month, so he's out there, all right. And then the main guest is Alan Keyes. You know who he is, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I go at it with Alan Keyes, and Alan Keyes is out there saying Romney is as bad as Obama. And that's garbage, all right, pure garbage. So I'm going to fight with him on June the 12th when I go back on the Stan Solomon show, which is 5:30 in the afternoon on Tuesday, the 12th of June. Anywho, I did plug that show, didn't I?
Yeah,
but
all the time.
It was too bad, come on.
Barely say anything about us.
I love you guys. I'm always on it. I put it on my website.
KTR News Radio 99.7 FM.
Yeah, KTR News Radio 99.7 FM and 1490 AM. Did you forget that?
That's right. Well, no, I see it if you remember.
Remember, it's right in front of my face. I don't have to remember. Remember?
Remember.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're participating today. That's really
just
nice.
a little bit.
Hey, with the contest winner, it was Karen from where has not contacted me.
Leesburg, right?
I think so, Leesburg. Karen in Leesburg, you got to call me. All right. Oh, what was that about?
That's my girl Anna.
Wait a minute, she wasn't waving at you.
She waves to me.
She was waving at me.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Right.
I'll tell you what, that was nice. She come up to complain about something that happened to her with the condiments in coffee or something, and she's a good-looking gal.
Well, it's
Again, something to get me off subject, and I'm here trying to do a as good a show as I can, knowing that I have no TV in my house now, none, so I can't get the news off of stuff.
What are they?
Wait, my computer's out. I had to go to the office. I had to stay there all day yesterday, and then go early in the morning. I was in the office 5:30 in the morning prepping this show. I did a good job of prepping, and you're throwing me off.
Well, there's too much prep. You don't need to do that much prep.
You don't need to do any prep because you've been doing this for 8,000 years. I've been doing it for almost 4.
Yeah, but you don't get the concept of radio yet.
Okay, what is the concept
all right,
of radio?
Take 2 or
just
3.
just be a blowhard and not prepare anything, like someone I know in this room.
No, take 2 or 3 subjects and live off of those. But you've got like 3 pages of notes here, which are just like overkill.
Well, people want to tell me that my show is lousy. They can tell me that.
3640800 or star KTTR on your AT&T cell phone if you'd
What
like
a
to talk to
segue.
Dave today.
And you know what? That is good though, because Lee can catch all those segues. He's so good at it. Anyhow, support Romney. Anybody disagree with me? What you want to see Barack Obama reelected? Really? Give me a break. Speaking of whom, Obama is out there making kill lists with David Axelrod for these terrorists, so-called terrorists, whatever they are, and Obama is deciding who to kill. All right? Presidents don't normally do that. In fact, he might be the first president to do that. And it's illegal. It's not constitutional, according to Judge Napolitano over there at Fox News. And he's also murdering instead of capturing these guys. You figure, now Charles Krauthammer has a great article on this in the Jewish World Review based on a New York Times article criticizing the Obama administration on this. And it wasn't found out in secret. Obama is proud of this. The White House press released this information to the world just the other day. So we got our president now determining who to kill, whether or not collateral deaths are of like family and other people that might be close to these terrorists are okay. He's deciding that too. This is incredible stuff and probably actionable. Anyhow, all right.
Probably what?
Actionable, like they can take course to charge him with crimes, with war crimes. Plus, Lee, if you capture a terrorist.
Yeah, I see it. I'm just
No, you don't
I'm
see
just
it.
listening.
If you capture a terrorist, he can give you information that would prevent maybe 10 times worth of attacks and just killing one.
Okay.
Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show.
Be completed as dialed.
Oops.
Please check.
See what happened when you don't answer the phone?
No, it's
See, I told you. See what happens when you just sit around and just
no.
mock
I was
me?
listening. I mean, what am I supposed to
mocking
do?
me.
I'm
You're
really,
just
really
mocking me.
getting into the conversation.
Yeah, well, I mean, peripheral vision. You're an athlete. You're. Hey, do me a favor. Go back to your log now. I wanted Lee to pay attention. He's
Yeah,
sitting there with
I
his
do.
log,
I do.
and now he's mocking me, and he's wrecking the show. What's wrong? You were so good last week, and this week I don't know.
I'll stay on the website.
No, don't
keep my
no,
mouth
just
shut.
no. Don't keep your mouth shut, but participate. Don't be snoring while I'm talking.
No, I'm not. It just
That's
comes
not
up-
right.
it's like
You know what I found out the last couple of days,
What?
with the weather changing and all that, and I don't know what it is. People are miserable in the last couple of days. They were all upset about stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
Wow, because of the weather?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I have a suspicion it's a combination of the weather, the economy, the state of the union. I remember the Michael Jordan years in Chicago.
Yes.
Before Michael Jordan, everybody was miserable. Cab drivers were miserable. Everybody was. My parents were miserable. Everybody was just had an attitude. You don't wave at people in Chicago like you do here. If you wave at them, they get. What? What do you want? That kind of situation.
Right. Yeah, suspicious.
But during the Michael Jordan years, when they were winning stuff, everybody got nicer. The cab drivers were actually pleasant to you. The alleys seemed safe.
What
where
has
I hung
that
out.
got to do with answering the phone?
I know. I see the phone. Okay. All right. I'm going to take this call. I'm just saying. Okay. Thank you for calling the Dave Weinbaum Show. Lee Burr will be at your house later to do a manicure and a pedicure for you. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, this is Lavone in Rolla.
Hi, Lavone. Thank you for calling.
Well, I am upset at our little president and whoever else is involved in giving out information on that Pakistani doctor that helped them get bin Laden. How could anyone stoop low enough to let this information get out to the world?
Yeah, I agree. And apparently it was a leak from us.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Confirmed by the Secretary of Defense, Leon Panetta.
I know.
So, it's terrible. Who else would want to help this government?
Well, I don't know what to think about it. except it comes across to me that Obama wants to build himself up. All this stuff about I got Bin Laden, you know.
Yep.
I'm telling you, if his lips are moving, he's telling something half-truth.
Oh, then and teleprompter's moving. He's lying.
Right.
Fire the liar.
I just disagree with you respectfully. I like the man that's running right now, and I would rather have him in as president than Sarah Palin. I have nothing against her. I think what she does, go around the country and help raise money and give speeches or run for some other office, but I disagree with you. I don't want her in as president.
Well, okay, she's not running. I said that was my first favorite, but I'm saying I support Romney 100% now that he's the man.
Yes, if we don't get him in, we're about sunk.
I absolutely agree, Lavone. We're on the same page, dear.
Okay.
Hey, thank you so much. I got another caller. That was Lavone from Rella. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Hi, Dave. This is Tony from Cuba.
Hey, Tony. What's up, buddy?
I'm miserable because the Cardinals are losing.
Well, you know, how bad were they this time of the year last year, and how bad were they in August and July? And then all of a sudden, I mean, you can't give up, Tony.
It's always the same thing. What I called about was I was listening to an interview with Romney last night on NBC.
Yeah.
And they asked him what he would do about creating jobs. And he said he would give $2,000 to manufacturers to train these people to get them back to work. Well, that's been tried before. Didn't Obama offer $3,000 and $4,000? That's not enough money anyway. That wouldn't cover the benefits and the cost of the employee. The other thing was for the unemployment, should he continue it? He didn't say no, but what he said was they should take money, us, the worker, set it aside, and when you get unemployed, then you got something to draw from. Well, that's not going to work. So I really hope he changes his policy and talks about creating jobs through energy sources and things like that we have available.
Well, Tony, I heard that he did. The first thing he said he's going to do, like the second day, he's got his first couple days drawn out as what he's going to do as president. And I think the first day was repeal Obamacare. Well, that'll bring back a lot of jobs if he can swing that. Number two, it was get the pipeline going, the Keystone Pipeline. And, you know, that's worth about 20 to 50,000 jobs right there. Plus, it'll help lower the cost of oil. People will say, well, that's not going to work for a couple of years. When Bush took some of the restrictions off of drilling offshore, the price of oil came down immediately. And realizing that it's not going to work for a couple of years, well, what does Obama do? He puts the restrictions back on, and for right now, we're in deep doo-doo. But once, I mean, look, we know what Obama did. He's got a record. And we don't know for sure what Romney will do, but his record in terms of jobs has been very positive. His record in terms of jobs in the private sector, very positive. Bain Capital is an 80% success story. And in any business, you will lose some employees as well as gain some, and hopefully you gain a lot more than you lose. So
I want to hear those things like you're saying from him, not about.
I agree. Well, he has said the things about Obamacare. He said the things about the Keystone Pipeline. I didn't make that stuff up.
And my other thing is that hopefully he gets a vice president that's going to raise holy hell and really go after Obama.
He needs a tough conservative. I agree with that. I like Marco Rubio myself. I don't know about anyone else, but
anybody.
Yeah.
Start throwing arrows at him.
I agree. You got to vet this guy and go after him. You got to read my column on DaveWeinbaum.com. Is it racist to vet Barack Obama? All right. Thank you, Tony. I have another caller. Hi there. Welcome to Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Dave. This is John from Salem.
Hi, John. Good morning.
Maybe you can help me a little bit on this. How can people go to church on Sunday and praise the Lord, and then on Tuesday go to the polls and vote for the people that are against everything the church doctrine supports, like same-sex marriage, abortion, etc., etc.? I know you're tied in with the Jewish community. How do the Jewish people explain themselves on that?
Well, he's losing a lot of Jewish voters, definitely. There are still some that will stick with him through thick and thin. I find it difficult to explain knowing what we know, except there's some kind of a self-hating syndrome going on there. But, Catholics, I can't see Catholics voting for him. Now, he's counting on Catholic women to split from the church on the abortion and the contraceptive issue. I don't think that's going to work. The gay issue, the gay marriage issue, he was against it before he was for it. But then again, he's not for it as a civil right. He wants the states to make the decisions. And 32 states have voted and are against gay marriage. So this goes against the church. I don't know who's going to vote for him based on that. But he did gain some fundraising from gays. He needed the bucks, I guess. So your point's well taken. I don't know who votes for him, quite frankly, based on that. It seems like a much bigger loss than gain. Thank you. Have a good weekend. I guess you hung up. Anyways, did I get that boring? All right.
That was
one more call. We're going to do a little commercial. Hi there. Welcome to Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Dave. This is Kevin Kane from St. James.
Hey, Kevin. What's up?
Oh, not much. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Kevin the Liberal.
Yep.
All right. Challenge me, Kevin. Come on.
Well, hey, I was just wondering, what is your opinion about gays in the military and serving in the military openly?
I don't really have an opinion, but the soldiers that I've heard from, every single one of them has come up against that. Why they do that, you'd have to ask one of them. So I'm not being a soldier, and I was not a soldier. I don't really have an opinion on it. But the soldiers that have called this show and that I've talked to in private don't like it.
Because I was in the military back in the 80s.
So what do you think about it?
Me, I tell you what, I put it like this. If that dude's a marksman and a good sharpshooter is next to me and he's gay, and I got somebody that's going to take me out, I would be more than happy for him to pull his head off. But the thing about it is, I was just wondering, because the majority of the military, I was just checking on the internet the other day, and I was looking, and the Israeli military, they accept gays openly into their military, in all walks, all ranks, and I was just wondering,
who can they afford to turn down?
I'm sorry?
Who can they afford to turn down?
Well, that's the point. That's true. I mean, being that they are of a smaller country and all the hostile region that's around there that surrounds them. But the point I guess I'm trying to make that being gay is one thing, but the fact of not allowing them in the military. I mean, these people have honor. They have respect. They love this country. I'm heterosexual. I'm married. I have kids. I have nothing against anybody being gay.
Interesting that you would have to point that out, Kevin.
Right. Well, because when I voice my opinion around certain people, well, are you gay? And I say, no, I'm not gay, but I have no problem with people being gay.
You know what? It's a good point, and I don't. Like I said, it's one of the very few things I don't really have an opinion on, and I just soon let the people in the military decide that who they want to fight with. And go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying because I tell you what, people, it may be a personal opinion, but I tell you what, if that man or woman, if they're qualified and they're serving the country, I see nothing wrong with them being in.
Good point, buddy. I got to take a break. You have a great weekend, and we're going to be back. I got lots more stuff. I mean, you got the economy. Oh my goodness, you got Alan West on what to say about Barack Obama if nasty stuff goes on against him or the GOP candidate. And you've got gender genocide going on right now. This is KTTR News Radio, 99.7 FM, 1490 AM.
That's disrespect. You're disrespecting Romney. You don't even know that. This man is a presidential candidate. But not the president. But he's just a man. Obama is no god. He's still a man. Let me tell you something. You will not disrespect the president of the United States in this platform. I'll say what I want. Not about him. You won't.
This is the North Carolina teacher that I wanted to run last week that Lee was kind of afraid to run because he might have heard swear words on the radio, and we are on double secret probation.
True.
And the owner is here today, I think. And,
Robert
he might be here to can me.
Probably listen.
I might have said something wrong sometime. Not perfect,
Well, that's right.
But darn. I hope I don't say anything wrong today. Is Darn okay? I hope.
Darn's all right.
All right, you got a caller there, sweetheart.
All right, here we
Thank
go.
you. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Joe from Vichy.
Hey, Joe. What's up?
I just think it's time. I remember a few weeks back, a couple of different people had called in and said they would not vote for Romney if he got the nomination.
Yep.
And I really think that Romney was not my first choice by any means, but anything beats Obama. It's time we get together, we band together, and we vote to get Obama out rather than vote to get somebody else in.
From your mouth to God's ear. If it was a can of soup, I'd vote for the can of soup. Okay? Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. I have another caller.
One other.
See, we screwed up. Joe, call back. I'm sorry about that. Finally, he's quick on the trigger. Once he gets quick on the trigger, he gets the guy off. Lieber, ladies and gentlemen, radio legend. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Alfred from Rolla.
Alfred, what's up?
Well, Dave, I was wondering if you knew anything about this federal bill, H.R. 4646, on your direct deposit account.
Is that the bill tied to Obamacare?
Not that I know of.
Well, tell us about it briefly.
Well, basically what it is if you have a direct deposit and you get a Social Security check, a pension check, or a paycheck of any kind from the federal government, and it's direct deposit, you have to pay a 1% transaction tax on each transaction going in or coming out of your account. And so if you work at the university where they have direct deposit, you have to pay a 1% tax on that check. And then if you have a mortgage payment going to the bank for your house, then you have to pay a 1% tax on that check. So I'm just wondering.
Has it passed?
It goes into effect on January the 1st of 13, from what I understand.
Where already we're going to have tax-ageddon. So.
Well, Claire McCaskill's sitting up there, and she can't see daylight because of where she's got her head. So I'm just wondering if the people know that she's doing this to them, and
I don't know. We'll look into that, and we'll see whether or not you call your congressman. Tell him you don't want that. Call your senator or your congressman. Tell me you don't want that. Thanks for the information, Alfred. Hi there. Let me just hold on a second because I wanted to get this out because we were talking about that North Carolina teacher, that rant that came on, and this is an actual teacher that didn't know she was being recorded because apparently the boy went home and told his parents that, I got this teacher and she's just railing against us for saying anything at all about Obama, and parents didn't believe him. So he had his friend record the conversation, and that's what you get. I mean, and you have to wonder how many other teachers in this country are like that, and are indoctrinating our kids and brainwashing them into thinking that Barack Obama cannot be criticized. It's against the law. In fact, she pointed out in one of the conversations, she says, Bush could have had you thrown in jail for criticizing him. Well, did you criticize Bush? Well, that's not this. We're not talking about that. We're talking about criticizing Obama. Can't do it. He's a president. What garbage? What garbage are our kids being fed by some of these socialist teachers that are so nuts over Obama that our children are scared to death to say anything about him? Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Dave. This is Jim from Rolla.
Hey, Jim. What's up?
Hey, Lieber, Sarah Palin would be a good president and a better person for it. It would have helped our country, not put us in the condition that we're in right now. Anyway, that's for Lee, Dave, okay?
Yeah, Lee. Yeah. Yeah. Tell him.
I like Sarah. I just don't like what she does with fish. That's all.
I wish you were a halibut. That's all I want to say. It came in Sarah Palin's boat. Lieber get whacked in the head with a halibut club. There's a sight for you, huh?
But you had some very interesting callers today.
Yeah.
And I'd like to comment on two of them, and then I'll get
All right.
offline.
Make it quick, buddy.
Else. I'm trying. Okay, the gentleman called in and says, I don't know how you can go to church on Sunday and then vote on Tuesday. Remember that one?
Yes.
A couple calls ago. Okay, then we get your friend, the liberal, that calls in.
Kevin. Right.
Kevin, yeah. And supports
the gay thing.
Right.
Rather interesting. Two different opinions there, huh?
Well, that's what I want. I want the show to be diverse. I want liberals to call the show. As you know, I've got Kevin, and he calls, and I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says, but I like the way he presents himself, and he's not abrasive. He's not calling me names, and it would be okay if he called Lee Burr names, but as long as he's not calling me names, it is all about me, This is Dave Weinbaum Show. No, it's not about you, Lee. It's not.
About me. About you.
Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you. I appreciate that. A wise caller there who blames Lee Burr for Sarah Palin's not running in the presidential race, who I think would have made a great president, and still do. All right, and told her so. When I met her personally, there was a little electricity when I touched her hand. It was just something there, a little spark. And she recognized me. Lee is here shoveling something that would get me, if I said what it was, would get me right off the air. Real quick. Anyways, we've got Eric Holder, the big loser, the biggest loser. Now, we're not talking about weight, but loser in the Edwards case. Edwards was pretty much exonerated, found not guilty on one count, and no decision on 5 counts. So pretty much the Holder DOJ, Department of Justice for those in Branson, has sucked wind once again. They suck again. But not to worry. Eric Holder is doing his job. What is he doing? He's out there talking to the Congressional Black Caucus and black ministers about this horrible idea of having a voter have to come up with some kind of an ID. Like if you go to Eric Holder's office, do you think you can get in there without an ID? Do you think you can get in there with an ID? Okay? Without a thorough check? I don't think so. Can you get on an airplane without an ID? I don't think so. So why should you be allowed to vote if you don't have an ID? All right? Well, they don't want this. Wonder why? Huh? You got any ideas? I got a few ideas. Anyhow, so Eric Holder, the big loser, is now out there doing what he thinks is important. He is pimping for the President of the United States as the head of the Department of Justice. I mean, this is outrageous. This is not what he's supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be justice for all. That's all he's supposed to be about. He's supposed to be suing and applying U.S. constitutional laws to everyone. White people, black people, red people, green people, and Lieber. Okay, so we've covered that one. Hi there. If you want to call the show, it's 364-0800 or...
Star KTTR on your AT&T cell phone.
Why did I just say hi there? I thought like I had a phone call or something.
Just kind of a reaction.
I'm a little tired this morning. You got to give me a break because I was up. I mean, it's ridiculous. All my stuff was off at my house. The TV is broken. My TV is broken.
Pay your bills.
Downstairs, I paid my bills. There's no problem.
Okay,
all right. The cable's off downstairs. My computer internet is with the cable. That's off. And what are you doing? You playing a violin? A little violin? That's cute. He's so cute. He's 6 foot what? What? He's 6'5" or something like that. And he's playing this tiny little violin. He's pretending like to have sympathy for me. But no, and so I had to go to the office all day. I spent doing that, prepping. And then, where's your peripheral vision, for God's sakes, Lee? Anyways, all day I'm
engrossed in this guy.
I know.
This pity party.
He's laughing so hard at me that he's got tears coming out of his eyes, and he can't figure out that the phone is ringing. Anyway, so I was out there. So I got up at like 4 a.m. and got to the office about 5:30, and started working on show prep there because I got computer and I got TV. I can watch news and I can. So I got a great show here, and then Lee, the first thing he does is he snores. He snores.
I'm not snoring about Mitt Romney, not about you.
Oh, man. No, you're snoring. It doesn't matter. People think you're snoring about me.
You're really interested.
It's perception. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Sorry about that. Having to listen to that diatribe. Lee apologizes, too, I'm sure. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Norman in Cuba.
Hi, Norman. How you doing, buddy?
Oh,
wait, Norman's a liberal, too, kind of. We don't know about Norman.
Hold it. Don't get off that. I'm conservative, okay? Somebody got that notion just because...
Somebody's been ratting on you. I think it's Bob.
Electric car thing. I wasn't for the electric car. I was just talking about the rates the guy talked about.
Don't you hate to be labeled a liberal?
But anyway, it's so easy. Some people jump the gun. But
All right.
when you're talking about, the identification for voting and all, I really don't understand on one or two counts that Eric Holder and any of the others are so wrong in the sense that I don't know how they can, with a straight face, honestly say that this is a problem. Either they know better and they're lying just for political purposes, or else if they honestly don't know any better and they honestly believe that, then I question their competency to even be in public office. I just don't understand how anybody can even suggest that this thing is somehow going to hinder somebody voting, especially when they offer to go out and do it free and even go to people's houses if they have difficulty getting out to give it to them. It just seems so ridiculous, Dave.
Well, your point is well taken, Norman, and I couldn't agree more. And probably Bob will call me up and say, what are you agreeing with Norman for? That liberal? No, you're right about this. And
I am highly conservative.
Okay? All right, highly conservative liberal. That's what Norman will say. Bet he's liberal, Dave. No, I agree. I find that believable after what you just told me, Norman. Yeah. And I couldn't agree more. It's not that they're afraid of it. It's not that they're really concerned about people being able to vote. It's about being able to cheat. I'll say, what do you think Acorn was doing? All right, they were making up all this stuff. The Supreme Court voted to uphold the laws in various states that you have to show IDs. And so that's the law of at least some states in the union. And there ought to be a federal law. I mean, you need a license to drive a car. All right, you need a license to operate a radio station, for Pete's sake. I need a license to operate restaurants. So why shouldn't you have to show an ID to prove that you're a citizen? It's a good point. Thank you. And we're going to the next caller. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from St. James, and my name is George. I'm a transplant down here from Chicago.
Hey, George. Chi-Town.
Yeah, would love to fill you guys in on a lot of stuff, but I'm going to tell you, these people in Washington know what they're doing. And if you read the books that are out there on them, they told us what they were going to do before they got elected. And it's all laid out in several books, starting with Saul Alinsky's book going way, way back.
Yep.
And tell you what, this is all by design. And I really believe that the biggest problem we may have in this election is going to be voter fraud.
Well, we were just talking about that, absolutely.
I know, and that's what I listen to your station quite frequently now that we're down here. By the way, I want you people to know that we commute 800 miles a week to come home to Missouri.
Really?
We've had it with Illinois. Yeah, we're in a transition to retirement, and just love this state, love this area, love the people. It's so different. It really is. The nanny state is about ready to go off the cliff, and perhaps just the latest rant going on in the Springfield area a couple of days ago.
Now you're talking Springfield, Illinois, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, with the pensions and all that. But I think you guys are right on as far as this bit with Eric Holder and all that.
Where'd you grow up, George?
I grew up on the north side of Chicago, and
I grew up in Skokie, Evanston.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know all about that place up there.
I was born on the south side. My father had businesses all over the south side.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, it's nice to know that some people from up there have actually gotten out while they could.
It's something, it's really weird that I'm here in Rolla, Missouri, because I probably could have held out for a big city or something like that, but it became available, and I said, well, why not? I mean, why am I attached to big cities? Yeah, and I'm glad I moved here. It was like 37 years ago.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think this is a wonderful area. The people are great, and it's just so different from Illinois. I mean, I spent my whole life working up there in engineering, and I still teach up there, in fact, at a community college. I don't know if you heard of Harper College up there, but...
Harper Valley, USA. No, I haven't.
I still am the department head up there for electrical engineering.
Oh, cool.
And, we commute back and forth and stuff, but I'm telling you... get ready for the voter fraud. That's what this is all about.
All right, well, listen, I got to get ready for a hard breaker. They're going to fire my rear end out of here. Anyways, George, you call back another time, all right? We'll talk about other stuff. Lantzman from Chicago, how about that? Hey, we're going to take a little break here. KTTR News Radio, 99.7 FM, 1490 AM on your dial. Obama's doing victory laps for the anniversary of... As I said he would, because he's got nothing else to run on. He's got this ad with Bill Clinton, and it's funny as hell because Clinton is the guy who could have had Osama and figured out he might be unpopular, is now saying how brave Obama was to get Osama, and then implying that Romney wouldn't do it. The most interesting thing about this ad that's supposed to be pro-Obama is that he says, well, Obama risked political catastrophe if it failed. That what about the guys that were going to get killed over there if it didn't work? Obama risking political catastrophe is more important than our Navy SEALs getting killed in combat. Now, that is the stupidest ad I've ever seen, and Republicans ought to run that ad, not Democrats, because it just shows who this man is. And Obama had the Bushes in the White House yesterday for the portrait unveiling of Barbara and George W. Bush, and that was very nice and everything, except Obama couldn't help himself and took a shot.
Bush.
What did I say?
Said Barbara.
Well, Barbara was there too.
Yeah, well.
Barbara and the old man was there. But no, true, I meant Laura. You're right again. Thanks for showing up, the rookie, once again. Anyways, Obama couldn't help himself. He says, when I inherited this horrible economy back when I was elected, this horrible economy, in other words, he's bashing Bush again, and he says, well, George was nice enough to, show me the ropes and all that stuff. I mean, it wasn't necessary to do that, and he did it. Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Tim from Rolla.
Hey, Tim, what's up?
I just want to find out your thoughts on something. I am definitely conservative, and there was only one thing that what Obama said when he was running last time around that I actually agreed with. He was wanting to try to naturalize relations with Cuba. And I've always thought that it was kind of silly for us to not have decent relations with Cuba, seeing how they're on our doorstep. And I would think that we would be able to bring about a change there by having a sharing of people being able to go there and vacation and whatnot, much more rather than just cutting everything
okay.
off.
Well, it's a good point, and I think you're probably going to have to wait for Castro to die, which is he's in his late 80s. So probably something might happen then when his brother Raul thoroughly takes over. But we'll see. I mean, it's based on them being our enemy for a lot of years. A lot of Cubans have escaped to America, and they don't want to have dealings with what they consider an evil man who took over their country. Cuban Americans, that is, that escaped the wrath of Castro. It's sort of like relations with Hugo Chavez down there in Venezuela. Well, I think he could be on his last legs, and maybe that will reverse based on his passing. So it's a good thought, and I want to thank you for the call. I got to move on here because it's a very, very short time I have. Where did it go? I mean, what do we got? About 10 minutes?
Oh, well, actually about 9.
No, we got 10. I say we got 10. We
All
got
right,
10.
that's
What the clock says. Anyhow, I want to get to Twitter and Facebook stuff. My website, which is daveweinbaum.com, WEINBAUM. Thank you for the notification. I'm going to go on with this a little bit, though.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 2 articles on there. By the way, for some reason, yesterday I had 20,000 hits. And for the month of May, I've got around 300,000 hits on my website. So it's growing pretty good, I think. But I've got 2 of my columns are on there, Obama Wars, and Are You a Racist If You Vet Barack Obama? And well worth the read, and I've got all sorts of other YouTubes and all sorts of cool stuff and funny stuff, too. So that's daveweinbaum.com. Hi there, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum program. What's your name, where are you calling from? Whoops, what was that?
That was an operator again.
Oh, Wait, is this someone you're dating or something, or what? She keeps interrupting.
I don't know where she's
somebody
coming
trying to
from.
get through to you or something.
Who are you?
Anyhow. All right, and if you want to be a friend of mine on Facebook, you know what to do. Employees, I don't know. I feel funny about being a friend of an employee on Facebook. Or Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. That's the Dave Weinbaum. All right, and I'm good at Twitter because I have all these one-liners that I throw out there, and people like them, apparently. So at least I'll entertain you somewhat. The Dems, are they giving up in Wisconsin? Lee, are they? Are they giving up?
I don't know.
Well, why don't you know that? Well, I'll tell you why you don't know that, because you don't pay attention.
That's true.
All right? But they are. It seems like they're walking away from this recall vote from Governor Walker there. Wasserman Schultz is now saying, well, that'll give us a rehearsal for the regular election, and Walker's now got a 7-point lead in this recall effort, and the same guys running against him that ran against him in the original race said he kicked his butt, and now Walker is showing results. He's showing great results. $1 billion added to the Treasury, and jobs are up. He hasn't fired anybody out of the public sector, and so now Romney leads. I think Lee is doing a disco dance here. He keeps sticking his hand up like John Travolta. That's a good comparison for Lee these days. Anyways, he's leading in 4 key states now, and he's edging higher and higher. And the union membership in Wisconsin is cut in half. All right? If Walker wins, we have Republicans saying it's over for Obama. All right? If Walker wins in Wisconsin, the recall vote, it's over for Obama, and we're all wondering now, will Walker be the vice president? That's a good question. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. Thanks for waiting. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Name's Boyd from St. James. I have a couple of questions. The other day I was on the radio and I heard Obama make a talk, and he said something about in the past 26 months they had created 4 million jobs. Did I misunderstand, or is this a...
It's a bad joke on the American people. The unemployment rate is much higher than it was when he started. It was 7.5. He guaranteed if we voted in the stimulus that it would never get above 8%, and yet it's never been below 8%. It just ticked up again today. So what he's talking about is voodoo mathematics. It doesn't make sense.
Now, my other question, every time I see him, it seems like he's getting off of this helicopter. Does he fly the helicopter from the White House to the Capitol, or what goes on?
Well, I don't know. The last time I flew from the helicopter to the Capitol and surrounding areas, actually I have never done that, so I don't know. I have no idea. This guy's put on more miles in Air Force One than all the presidents combined in history, and his wife too.
Okay,
thank you. Appreciate it. Hi there. Welcome to Dave Weinbaum. Whoops. We lost another one.
Hung up.
Is that operator trying to get to you?
I don't know what's going on.
Anyhow, I got so much stuff. So
what's he supposed to do, though? I mean, he's the president of the United States. The helicopter is available. It's a lot less hassle for him to take a helicopter from. How about
he stay home and do some governing for a change, making some decisions, making legislation. Instead, he's running a continual campaign all over the world. He wants to be king of the world. Somebody make this guy king of the UN. And keep him far away from us, all right? That's what I want. You have a call.
I got no problem with the helicopter.
Okay, I'm happy that you have no problem with the helicopter. Hi there. Welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. We're here with King Lee Burr and Dave Weinbaum. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Dave, this is the liberal from St. James again, Kevin.
Yes, Kevin.
Hey, there was something I just wanted to think. I was sitting there watching Mitt Romney give that speech.
Okay, you got to make it quick now. I got like 2 or 3 minutes left.
Okay, he was making a speech in front of Solyndra. Well, Solyndra is the solar company that went belly up, correct?
Yes.
If the federal government, if the Republican Congress would have passed that tariff deal back when the stimulus package was being put through against China and all the imports that they were importing here without no tariffs on it, these solar industry companies or solar power companies might have been able to stay in business. Now, I'm saying might. But without the federal government protecting them from all the imports that had no tariffs on them.
And why didn't let's see, in Obama's first 2 years, he had both the House and the Senate. He could have done anything he wanted to. Okay, anything.
I agree with that.
All right, he could have done it, Kev.
That's not the president's fault. That's because of the inadequateness of Congress not working on it.
It's a Democratic Congress. He could have gotten away with anything. They would have done anything he said. They got health care, and they got anything he wanted. He got. All right. So
I blame part of that on them, but
well, it's a whole blame on them because listen, there's just no demand for this stuff. Okay, and he's trying to create something with public money. With public money. All right, hold on, I'm talking. He's trying to create something with your taxes. Instead of letting the normal demand and supply of the market take over, like what Romney does, where he has an 80% success story. You want to compare it to what Rock does? He'll do that all day long and twice on Sunday. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. You call me back next week, all right? Anyhow, I got a few things left, and I don't know if I should take calls or not. Well, think about it, all right?
You got 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes, probably not then. So just listen up, please. You got Bubba joining the ranks of the Democrats and Republicans criticizing Obama for his hit on Bain Capital, which is the Romney-operated firm that Obama decided to hit as a horrible thing. And that's where Kevin here was talking about. Obama went straight to Solyndra and had a little speech in Solyndra and just nailed his butt. Well, you got Democrats defecting now the president in bigger and bigger numbers. They're beginning to see the writing on the wall. Claire McCaskill, you don't hear her touting health care like she was doing before, her being a Obama sycophant. She's going to get her butt kicked by somebody. She's ripe for the picking, guys. If I ran, I could beat her. Even all the skeletons in my closet. All right, I could whip her. Anyways, so on another thing, going back to the economy, you got unemployment up now, ticking up again. It was 8.1, now it's 8.2. You got jobs added to the economy in May, 69,000. In April, it was reduced down to 43,000. McDonald's probably hired 60,000 of those people, for goodness sakes. That's horrible. GNP is going up 1.9%. That's a shrinking economy, not a growing economy. Things are looking bad, and looking bad at just the wrong time if you're a Democrat and the right time if you're a Republican, although the Republicans, you know what? I don't want things to go bad. I want things to work. All right, I want people to have jobs. I want people to be able to drive from St. Louis to Branson without it taking all their fortune away from them. You know, it's my business too. So, anyhow, you got genocide happening, and it's sponsored by Planned Parenthood. If you want to, if you have a fetus in your tummy and you say, "Well, it's a girl, I want her killed," Planned Parenthood will do it for you. All right, they have a tape on that. So. All right, so you want to pay attention to that. Alan West, last thing. Alan West says, you know, if you want to talk about my background, let's talk about Barack Obama and his problem with cocaine, okay, which he self-admits taking. Anyhow, we're down to about the last, 10 seconds? I want to just wish you a very, very good weekend. We're into June. We're into summer. And these cool days, you might remember them with some nostalgia later on in the summer when it's 110 in the shade. So you guys have a great weekend, and I'll be back next week. This is Dave Weinbaum. Thank you all for listening.